I met you on a Thursday, Friday I took you home. Well, Saturday I'm begging you, baby, just leave me alone. You're turning me upside down, pull me to the ground when you shake me, shake me. I'm giving you what you need and I'm begging, please don't break me, love.
Well, it turns out that Mondane had an apprentice named Minax, who also happened to be his girlfriend, so when you shoved a blaster rifle up his ass, it kinda became personal. In fact, she's so pissed off at you that even though your character travels back to Earth, she takes over Caesarea, then tracks your ass down, opens a dimensional gate, and takes over your world too. Or at least I think that's what's going on in the context of the whole Ultima story arc. At this point it's a little muddy as to exactly what's going on and where we are, since the map has now changed from Caesarea to Earth as we know it, and yet Lord British is still around because he lives in a castle in the UK. And the real question isn't so much where we are as when we are, because there's actually a time travel storyline as well. Minax is doing some kind of time compression thing like the Sorceress in Final Fantasy VIII, and the timelines are all fucked up, so who the hell knows? Even more pressing a question, if your character is supposed to be the hero from Earth, how come you can choose a race between human, elf, dwarf, and hobbit? Look, they're little people, I get it, but you don't need to demean them further by calling them fucking hobbits. Or is the Shire an actual place and Peter Jackson just went to shoot there on location for Lord of the Rings? In this game, you're running around a map of Earth, jumping through time gates that lead you to eras before and after Minax has enacted her holocaust over the world. I'll tell you the truth, this game always confused the hell out of me. I never knew where to go, or when I was supposed to go there, and when I got there, what I was supposed to do. Even reading the walkthroughs just made no sense. I'll try to explain. Okay, bottom line, the goal is you have to kill Minax, who lives in a castle in the Time of Legends, which is protected by legions of demons and force fields. To get past the monsters, you need magic coins to negate and freeze time. To get through the force field without getting incinerated, you need the magic ring. Of course, the game never specifically tells you that's what the ring does, just that you should probably find one. Where's the ring? Well, one guy somewhere tells you that Father Antos has the ring. Where is he? Well, another guy tells you he's on planet 10, which is where the red Lectroids live, I think. And yeah, that means you have to go into outer space again. But luckily, the Empire and its TIE fighters have left the system. So how do you get into outer space? Unfortunately, all the spaceship dealers were wiped out in the apocalypse, so the only rockets you can find belong to the remnants of the Soviet Union. You have to sneak past the KGB, break into their test launch facility, hijack a rocket, and blast off! Oh, and I hope you're wearing power armor or you'll just die. You can actually visit every planet in the solar system by consulting the star map in the instruction book and setting the proper Xeno, Yakko, and Zabo coordinates. What are you laughing at? This is hard science, people! But really, there's not much to see, even if you're willing to blow through the trilithium fuel and risk crashing your ship every time you land. Nobody has anything important to say. Like, one chick on Mars threatens to blast you if you go into a store, and doesn't. And another guy on Jupiter asks you where he can find a duck. At this hour? I also probed Uranus, which is big and swampy and full of craters, but is otherwise uninteresting. Actually, there's only one town there called New Jester, but for the life of me I couldn't figure out why. But if I were to guess, I'd say it's where all the jesters of the world were exiled for making endless Uranus jokes. Anyway, you have to explore to find Planet 10, which is at the coordinates 999, poke around there, get drunk at Ozzy's place, and finally find Father Antos hanging out in some kitchen who says, "You have earned my blessing! Return and claim the ring!" But of course he never explains what the ring does, or where to return to claim it. It turns out you have to go to New San Antonio and find some guy hanging out under a tree who says, "I'm an old man," and then you have to use a special undocumented keyboard action to offer him 500 gold pieces, and then he gives you the ring. What the fuck? How am I supposed to know that? I must have seen every single line of dialogue in this game, and I don't think there's a single person here who explains this. This guy certainly doesn't help. He doesn't even say he has the ring. He just says he's an old man. Why would I spontaneously shove a sack of 500 gold pieces into his hand? And yes, you actually have to go to Planet 10 to get Antos' blessing, or the old guy won't give you the ring. Oh, he'll take your money, but he won't give you the ring. How the fuck does this guy know? Does Antos update his fucking Facebook or something? Why does this random old guy sitting under a tree have a magic force field nullifying ring? Why does nobody explain anything in this fucking game? I don't know, but New San Antonio is a weird town anyway. While you're there, you can find a building called the Hotel California. Yes, the Hotel California, which is in San Antonio, Texas. Be prepared to come back here a lot because there's a guy in the hotel who, if you offer him $100, will either say thank you or alakazam. And if he says alakazam, he just randomly raised one of your character attributes by 4 points. How? Why? I don't know. But it's $100. This is the only way I ever found to level my stats up, and you need to do this because it seems like you're never able to equip new items because you're either not strong or agile enough. You'll blow all your money on a phaser and power armor only to be told your attributes suck too much to use them. So basically you spend the entire game grinding out gold pieces. You grind out gold, buy a weapon, find out you can't use it, grind out more gold to give to the Hotel California, but remember, you need to buy food, so you need to grind gold to buy more food, so you can grind more gold so you can level up, so you can use weapons, so you can grind for more weapons that you can't use. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave! Anyway, you do all that, go to the Time of Legends, and surprise, you find out that many of the demons around Minax's fortress are not only badass, but some are invincible. It even says so in the book. Trust me, you can stab them with your steely knife, but you just can't kill the beast. You have to freeze time using magic coins, get into the fortress, and attack Minax. Oh, but wait. I forgot to tell you, there's only one weapon in the entire world that can actually hurt Minax, called the Quicksword. Okay, actually, maybe I didn't forget to tell you because the entire fucking game forgets to tell you because I don't think there's a single solitary person in the entire world who decide they might want to mention this little factoid. How the fuck are you supposed to figure this out before the internet and you can find walkthroughs online? I'm serious. Nobody tells you what this sword is, what it does, or where to find it. It turns out there's some guy in a prison cell you have to break into, pay him a ton of money, and he just sells you the sword. And don't even ask me how a guy gets locked in a prison cell with his magic sword, and why he's so eager to sell it for gold pieces when you just broke him out of jail. And Minax is annoying in her own unique way. She does this thing where every time you hit her, she teleports between Chamber 1 and Chamber 2, which are conveniently labeled, forcing you to run back and forth between the two rooms, slapping her around until she finally drops dead. I was just a kid when I played this, so you can imagine how over my head all this was. I guess it did introduce a lot of depth and complexity to a relatively shallow gaming genre at the time, but it just confused the hell out of me. Some dance to remember, I dance to forget.